students, welcome to my channel, and in today's session we discuss about the photosystem. And in photosystem, first we study the composition of photosystem, and then we come towards how the photosystem responsible for the electron transport and ATP generation. We already studied that the light harvesting complex is present on the membrane of thylakoid, and this light harvesting complex is responsible for the absorption of light of a specific wavelength, and all the pigment molecule, chief pigment as well as accessory pigment, all the pigments combine to form one pigment system. That pigment system is called as photosystem. Photosystem, when we study, so photosystem initially called as quantasome, or the quantasome means photosynthetic unit. So the photosynthetic unit of chloroplast is initially called as quantasome. Now it is called photosystem, and the term for objective exams, the term quantasome proposed by Park and Begins. This part you remember. Now when we come towards the photosystem, so photosystem, you remember position of photosystem. So position wise, you remember they located on surface of thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid membrane, all of you are knowing that the membrane of the granum lamella is called as thylakoid membrane, and at the outer surface as well as at inner surface means the surface which is present towards the lumen. At inner surface also the photosystems or pigment system are present. Now when we study about photosystem, so photosystem, you remember there are two types of photosystem. Photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Photosystem 1, location wise, you remember it is located on outer surface of thylakoid membrane, whereas when we come towards PS2, you remember always locate at inner surface of thylakoid membrane. This part you remember. After that, when we come towards the reaction center, a chief pigment or the chlorophyll A, which involve in the absorption of light of specific wavelength, that is called as a reaction center. So for PS1, you remember a reaction center is P700, because the PS1 absorb the light of the 700 nanometer. And when you study about PS2, so for PS2, you remember a reaction center is P680, because it absorbs the light of 680 nanometer. So this difference you remember. And secondly, what kind of energy is produces, whether the energy is produces in the form of ATP or the energy is produces in terms of ATP and NADPH plus H plus. So here when we study, so PS1, you remember PS1 only involve in ATP synthesis, whereas in PS2 ATP as well as NADH and H plus is produces in the form of energy. So this part you remember. The later differences we study when we come towards the ATP formation or phosphorylation phenomena and how does the electron transport is proceed. So first we study about the composition of photosystem 1, that what is the electron acceptor and what are the different components of the electron transport chain. So now first we study about composition of PS1. In PS1 you remember, now you are knowing the PS1 is also called as P700 and electron acceptor you remember, first electron acceptor of PS1 is ferredoxine reducing substance, that is commonly FRS, and from this FRS electrons are transported to next electron acceptor. When electron reaches to FRS or the accepted by FRS or ferredoxine reducing substance, then the electron is energy rich electron. That's why it show the uphill transport, and from FRS to next components of the electron transport chain, the electron show the downhill transport. So here next you remember the next electron acceptor is ferredoxine, then cytochrome F and cytochrome P6. So this part you remember, cytochrome is again, and then after PC we mention as plastocyanine. So this part you remember. Now here we come towards the composition. Again the PS1 you remember, PS1 is present on the mainly located on outer surface of the thylakoid membrane. So when we study about photosystem 1, so pigment system 1, the reaction center is P700. This reaction center absorb the light of specific wavelength, accessory molecule also helpful to absorb the light of different wavelength. The chlorophyll molecule, chlorophyll A, by absorbing this 700 nanometer light enters in high energy state and releases the 2 electrons. These 2 electrons move in uphill transport and they passes to the first electron acceptor, that is ferredoxine reducing substance. From ferredoxine reducing substance, the electron transported to ferredoxine. From ferredoxine, electron transported to cytochrome B6. From B6, electron is accepted by cytochrome F and then it transported to plastocyanine. And from plastocyanine, this question already asked, that from plastocyanine you remember the electrons are always transported towards the reaction center P700 in pigment system 1 or photosystem 1. So during this transport you appear the transport of electron in downward direction, because gradually the energy level of electron decreases and a very low energy the energized electron return back to the reaction center. Most important part here you remember for objective purpose, electron from plastocyanine transported to P700. This question is also asked. And secondly, one of the most important reaction, that the reaction or the transport of electron in which component take place when the ATP generation is appear. So ATP you remember with the help of ADP and inorganic phosphate, here the ATP is formed, and this ATP formation in PS1 always be take place when the electron transported from cytochrome B6 to cytochrome F. This part you remember very well. This diagram or chart is actually not provided in NCERT. In NCERT, quite simple diagram is provided. Here the reaction center is there, simplest diagram, and from here cyclic phosphorylation, electron acceptor. From this electron acceptor, you remember the electron are transported to electron transport system, and then again they reaches to the reaction center, and in electron transport system the ATP formation is take place. So this part you remember, the same diagram here, the electron transport system provided towards this side, here we made towards the right side. But when we come towards the electron transport system, so for theory exam you can go through this diagram or part, but for objective purpose this path of electron is essentially required. So you very well prepared this path. And secondly, what is the flow of electron from one component to another component, because this year itself in NEET 2020 one question is asking for the path of electron from PS2 to PS1. So that part you remember very well. Now when we come towards the some another important feature of the PS1. So an important feature of PS1 you remember, only energy is produced in terms of ATP. Hydrolysis or photolysis of water is not related to PS1. That's why you remember when you study about the photolysis of water. So photolysis of water you always remember not relate with the PS1 or P700. Actually it is a function of the PS2 or P680, and because of that you remember the molecular oxygen is completely absent in PS1. So PS1 never be concerned with the generation of molecular oxygen. These main features you remember for the pigment system 1 or for the photo system 1. Secondly, when we come towards the ATP synthesis, so ATP synthesis means you remember phosphorylation, and when you study about phosphorylation, so here you remember phosphorylation means the ATP is synthesized with the help of ADP and inorganic phosphate, and the phosphorylation phenomena in PS1 is take place in closed path. Therefore this cyclic path of the ATP synthesis is called as cyclic phosphorylation. So this part you remember. Now we come towards the photosystem 2. When we study about photosystem 2 or pigment system 2, so here you remember the reaction center, already you know the reaction center is P680, and location wise you remember located at inner surface of thylakoid membrane. So this part you remember. Secondly, when you study about the photosystems and features of photosystem, so here you remember the first electron acceptor for PS2 is quinone, that commonly represent by Q. From quinone you remember the electrons are transported to plastoquinone. From plastoquinone again the electron transport to cytochrome B6, then cytochrome F, and from cytochrome F plastocyanine, and again from plastocyanine two electrons are every time transported, and the 2 electrons from plastocyanine. You always remember this question, number of time asked in NEET exams, even in competitive exams, different competitive exams also, that from plastocyanine where the electron is transported. So from plastocyanine in pigment system 2, electron never transported to the reaction center, but this electron is transported to the PS1, that is the reaction center of the PS1, and that's why we study that photosystem 1. Photosystem 1 is mainly associated with non-cyclic phosphorylation. So this part you remember that it is associated with non-cyclic phosphorylation, because once the what is non-cyclic phosphorylation, that we will study in our next sessions, but non-cyclic mainly you remember the function of the photosystem 2. Secondly, the PS2 is associated with photolysis of water. So because of photolysis of water, you remember the molecular oxygen is produces. So molecular oxygen is present, this part you remember, and this molecular oxygen you remember, the molecular oxygen which is to be present, this molecular oxygen you very well remember, when releases due to photolysis of water, so one protons are also produces, and these protons are used in the reduction of NAD, and therefore NADH and H plus is also produces along with ATP. So this part you remember very well. Here we simplest path study for the pigment system 1, because we already study about the electrons of the electron acceptors or electron transport chain of the pigment system 2. Here you remember the reaction center is P680. This reaction center P680 you remember is responsible for the photolysis of water, because in presence of sunlight you remember at a specific wavelength of light absorbed by the chlorophyll molecule, and at the same time this water molecule gets hydrolyzed and releases the protons as well as molecular oxygen. The electrons from P680 transported to the quinone. From quinone they transported to plastoquinone, plastoquinone to again cytochrome B6, cytochrome F, and here you remember again the energy is produces in the form of ATP via ADP and inorganic phosphate, and now the low energy electron from cytochrome F reaches to plastocyanine. This plastocyanine you remember transported the electron to outer surface, that is the P700. From P700 electron transported to ferredoxine reducing substance, then to ferredoxine. So here you remember one time uphill, second time downhill, again uphill transport, and then the electrons are transported towards the ferredoxine. From ferredoxine you remember the energy of this electron is stored in the form of NADH. So NAD you remember is reduces by using these two protons, and from where these two protons are releases, so that you remember the two protons are releases from the photolysis of the water, and the NAD with these two protons and two electrons become NADH and H plus, or you can simply remember NADH2. So when you come towards this path of electron in photosystem 2, so photosystem 2 clearly show one Z path for the electron transport, and whenever we study about the light reaction, so in light reaction you remember we mainly study that the Z scheme for light reaction. So what is Z scheme? Z scheme means in PS2, whenever the transport of electron is appear, that transport is appear in the form of Z path, and that's why it is called as Z reaction of the Z scheme of the light reaction. What kind of energy produces? So now you clearly see here only ATP production is there in photosystem 1, but in photosystem 2 along with ATP, NADH and H plus is also produces. So more energy, you remember, the more energy is produces in photosystem 2 as compared to the photosystem 1. So this part you remember very well. Why the NADH produces here? Because the enzyme, you remember, enzyme NADH reductase is present in PS1, and that enzyme is responsible for when this PS1 is located on the thylakoid membrane. Here some of the students are having confusion that here also we study PS1, but this PS1 only involve in cyclic phosphorylation. In this case, you remember, we also study the PS1 or P700, but this PS1 is not associated with ATP generation. Here it associate with the NADH2 formation. So why two different functions are there for the PS1? So mainly you recall the structure of chloroplast. In structure of chloroplast we study, just simple explanation for explanation I draw here. Okay, so here we draw the granum, and the two adjacent granums, we generally say the two adjacent granums are associate with the stroma lamellae. So there is a location of PS1 on two types of lamellae. One PS1 is located, this is the thylakoid membrane. The PS2 is located on inner membrane. PS1 is located on the outer surface of the thylakoid membrane. So when PS1 is located on outer surface of the thylakoid membrane, so outer surface of thylakoid membrane show the presence of NADP reductase enzyme, and this NADP reductase enzyme at this site, you remember, that means at granum lamellae, PS1 is responsible for the production of NADH and H plus. But when the PS1 is located on the stroma lamellae, this is the lamellae which is commonly called as stroma lamellae, which connects the two adjacent granum. So here you remember, when the PS1 is located on stroma lamellae, then you remember this PS1 is devoid of NADP reductase, and when the NADP reductase enzyme is completely absent, in that case you remember this PS1 only show the cyclic phosphorylation. So this is actually main reason that the PS1 is located at two different positions or two different location. PS2 only located at the inner membrane of thylakoid, but PS1 located on stroma lamellae, as well as it is located on the outer surface of the thylakoid membrane in granum lamellae. So that part you remember very well for your objective exams or NEET exam. And with this we sum up today's session. So one thing you again, whenever you comes towards the photosystem, so photosystem, you remember, the photosystem is a part of light reaction. Without photosystem no one can study about the light reaction. So that's why initially I am not coming towards the light reaction. First we study about photosystem, after that we come towards the phosphorylation, and when we completely study these two topics, then we come towards the light reaction. So this part you remember, and position of PS1 you remember very well. What are the transport of electron, or what are the different electron acceptor in PS1 and PS2, that you revise very well. So for today's session, this much we discuss about the photosystem. In next session we study about the photophosphorylation, as well as in next session one topic is remaining from the cell and the unit of light, that is cell wall. So the explanation of cell wall also I explain first in next session. So up to next sessions, all the students work hard and stay motivated. The students who are joined from today, they kindly subscribe my channel, like my videos and share my videos.